Well, this is it. This is it, because now the Democrats have decided they're going full bore with socialized medicine. And now we're coming to the final hour. This is the Super Bowl that we're looking at right now. Next week, the Democrats are going to put the final bill on the floor, probably on Monday. Then Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we'll debate and then vote on this bill. And that's why people need to know what's about to happen to them. Almost everyone will lose. Senior citizens will lose about $500 billion spent on Medicare. Every business in the United States will be hit with a big payroll tax. Even President Obama's own advisor, Christina Romer, said we're probably looking at job losses of 5.5 million job losses. So huge taxes on small businesses, huge increased taxes on insurance premiums. People under age 30 probably will see a tax increase of 8 to 10% of their income being confiscated by government. There's almost anybody in the United States who won't be hurt by this. Probably an increase of thousands of dollars in people's annual health care bills. So it's all pain with very little gain. No, they've been the party of no. It's astounding. I offered to the president my positive alternative, which is real simple. It's every American owns their own health care, not government, not their employer. They buy it with tax-free money that they set aside. They buy any policy they want, anywhere they want, in any amount they want. Anything that their tax-free account doesn't cover, they fully deduct on their health care or on their income tax return. Have true lawsuit reform. That covers about 95% of all Americans. Lowers everyone's health care bills. The 5% who, through no fault of their own, who can't afford health coverage, we buy it for them. We can do that. But what we can't do is have the federal government take over 18% of the economy. They've already taken over 30% of the economy since the inception of Bailout Nation. A lot of people don't realize this. Today, the government owns or controls 30% of the private economy. This means now government would own or control 48%. We're no longer a free market capitalist system if this happens. That's why the most important thing I have to say right now to the American people is this. We need you here. You need to come to the nation's capital. We're going to have a house call on Congress, and the members of Congress need to see the whites of your eyes, and you need to see the whites of the eyes of your member of Congress. Talk to your member of Congress and talk to your senator. We're going to have a house call and a big party out on the National Mall, and we're going to tell Congress what they can do with their health care bill. It is time for every American. Get off the couch, get in your car, get a van together, get a bus together, but get here. We're going to have a house call next week, and we need every American to be here. People have said, what can I do? They say, Michelle, what can I do? How can I be involved? This is it. If you absolutely can't come, and I'm telling every American, do whatever it takes to get here physically next week. Walk up and down the halls, demand to meet with your member of Congress, go up in the gallery, watch what's happening on this health care bill in the debate. If you can't do it, at least go to your local member of Congress's office, his district office or her district office, and say, don't you dare take away my health care from me. And at the least, make phone calls every single day next week. Everybody can do something, but what we really need is to have everybody come to Washington, D.C., because this is it. There's no going back. This is socialization of America if this bill goes through. And after next Friday, it'll be too late to talk to your member of Congress. So now is the time. Everybody has to come to Washington, D.C. I don't think so. President Obama said he was going to hold all of the negotiations for health care on C-SPAN. Well, this is such a joke that the Democrats in the House actually locked doors. They changed locks on doors so Republicans couldn't even get into committee meetings. That's how bad this is. And they're busy trying to say that we're the party of no. We've had our positive alternative healthcare proposals online at healthcare.gop.gov for months. They won't even meet with us. I wrote a letter to the president, said, could I come and meet with you at the White House, give you all my positive alternatives? I haven't even gotten the courtesy of a reply. No one has over here. Why? There's only one thing they want, and that's government takeover of health care. It has nothing to do with health care, and everything to do with government owning and controlling more of this economy. That's not what the American people want. And I think the Democrats are going to be really surprised when next week Americans from all four corners of this country descend on Washington, D.C. and give these members of Congress finally a piece of their mind and say, take your hands off my health care. Why? Because literally government will take control of the life and death decisions of every American. If they can decide what health care I get, that is their ability to have the life and care decision. You know I'm not, because Joe Lieberman and Ben Nelson are hearing from people back home, real people. And that's what we're going to show the rest of these members of Congress next week. When people, normal American people who love this country, get in their cars and actually come here next week, because the American people realize this is it. Just like that brand new Michael Jackson movie that came out, this is it. This is it for freedom. If you believe in liberty, and if you're rejecting tyranny, this is it. Dr. Mark Levin wrote a seminal book that really swept this country called Liberty and Tyranny. And that's what this debate is about next week. Liberty and tyranny. What will it be? What will they choose? And I think there are Democrat members of Congress who love this country who will vote no on this bill. It's not inevitable. We can win big time next week, but we need everyone to come and speak and look at their member of Congress in the eye and say, don't you dare take away control over my health care from me. Because bottom line, that's what this is all about. At the end of the day, will the American people have more control over their health care or less? Will they spend more on health care expenses or less? And who will be the decision maker? What about rationing? And when you answer those questions, the bill says government has more control. The people have less. It will cost the American people more. Government is going to go into bankruptcy. These are not good options for us. That's why everyone needs to come to Washington next week.